The rich Shoeshiner. Every morning, the CEO of the central bank in Manhattan went to the corner where a shoeshine man was always there. He used to sit on the chair, read the Wall Street Journal, and the shoeshine man gave his shoes a shiny, great look. One morning, the shoeshine man asked the CEO, "What do you think of the stock market situation?" The CEO arrogantly asked him, "Why are you so interested in this subject?" The shoeshine man replies, "I have $20 million deposited in your bank and I am thinking about investing part of the money in the stock market." The CEO of the bank asks, "What is your name?" He replies, "John Smith H." The CEO arrives at the bank and asks the manager of the major accounts department, "Do we have a customer named John Smith H?" The customer service manager for major accounts replies, "We certainly do, sir. He is a highly esteemed customer. He has $20 million in his account." The CEO leaves the bank, approaches the shoeshine boy and says, "Mr. Smith, I would like to invite you to be our guest of honor at our board meeting next Monday and tell us your life story. I'm sure we will have a lot to learn from you." At the board meeting, the CEO introduces him to the board members. "We all know Mr. Smith, who makes our shoes shine like no one else, but Mr. Smith is also a valued customer with $20 million in his account. I invited him to tell us the story of his life. I'm sure we can learn a lot from him. Please, Mr. Smith, tell us your story." Then Mr. Smith began to narrate his story. "I came to this country 30 years ago as a young immigrant from Eastern Europe and with an unpronounceable name. I left the ship penniless in my pocket. The first thing I did was to change my name to Smith. I was hungry and exhausted. I started to wander in search of a job, but without success. Suddenly, I found a coin on the sidewalk. I bought some apples. I had two options: eat the apples, quench my hunger, or start a business. I sold the apples for 50 cents and bought more apples with the money. When I started accumulating dollars, I managed to buy a set of used brushes and shoe polishes and started cleaning shoes. I didn't spend a dime on fun or clothes. I only bought bread and cheese to survive. I saved penny by penny, and after a while, I bought a new set of brushes and shoe polishes in different shades and colors and increased my clientele. I lived like a monk and saved a penny by penny. After a while, I managed to buy a chair so that my customers could sit comfortably while I cleaned their shoes, which brought me more customers. I didn't spend a dime on the pleasures of life. I kept saving every penny." When the corner shoeshine colleague decided to retire a few years ago, I had already saved enough money to buy his point, which was a better place than mine. Finally, 3 months ago, my brother, a drug dealer in Chicago, passed away and left me $20 million.